Hey kids, Treacle here. Welcome back. Today we are discussing Mariah's second studio album, Emotions. This is the second Mariah album that I am rating. If you haven't seen me rate the debut album, check that out. I will put the link in the description, and if I remember, a little card up above me right now. I've got 5 different categories that I'm scoring against. So we've got songs, lyrics, vocals, unity, and longevity, and then there's a total score at the end. I'm going to go through album by album, and then at the end of the process, I will see how they all kind of rank, and whether I feel like that it worked. I don't know whether it was a good thing. We will see. I invite you to join along, so grab a notepad or make some notes in your phone or something. Join in with me and let me know how you tally up at the end. So I have some very vivid memories and feelings about this album. We went on a family holiday, vacation, if you're American, to Cyprus, and I had my Sony Discman and I took the Emotions CD album with me, and those are the memories I have. When I think of the Emotions album, I think of walking down to the beach. I would sit there and there would be the moon reflecting across, on the sea, and I'd listen to the waves lap. It's very romantic, but I'm by myself at age 17 at this point, so romantic evening for one. Well, I wasn't by myself. It was me and Mariah. I'd be listening to So Blessed, The Wind, and You Don't Remember, Can't Let Go. I just love listening to all the slow jams. And when I think of this album, I think of those particular songs and that particular trip to Cyprus and listening to the album by moonlight. So I've listened to it again during the daytime, but now I've shared that story, I feel like I haven't relived the album properly, because I should have listened to it by night. Maybe if it was a full moon tonight, I'll listen to it again, because I feel like that's how I experience this album best. The first category is songs, and that is simply a score out of 10 as to how much you enjoy the songs on this album. There are songs that I loved really hard when I was a new Mariah fan, and that I still really love now. I gave songs a 7 out of 10 because I was completely obsessed with the ballads on this album in particular. So Blessed, I obsessed hard over So Blessed. The Wind, I know not everybody loves The Wind, but I freaking love The Wind. It's given me melancholy. I love how sad it is. I know it's written about someone that she knew and lost. It's a great example of mature songwriting on her part, but I just love The Wind so much. It's given me major jazz club vibes. Till the End of Time, it's just so, these songs, they're just so haunting. I sat there staring out to the ocean, and I had the wind and the stars and the sea, and this album, the way it's produced, she kind of sounds like she's, off in the distance a little bit. I feel like, I was sat there, on this rock pool, and she's there across the ocean singing at me. I don't know. So there are a good number of songs on this album that I still really love. So for the album, when it comes to songs, there are some I'd be happy to let go, and there are others that I can never ever let go of. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. The second category is lyrics. So for this one, I like to read through the lyrics away from the songs and just really focus on the lyrics. I think this album is still very similar in terms of her style to the debut. It is only a year later after all, but it's a bit more grounded, a little more confident, a tiny bit more soul, a little bit more heartfelt. So I gave the lyrics a 7 out of 10, which I know may be a little bit low, but I think she does a lot better with her lyrics as she matures. But I mean, she's still really young when she's releasing this album. The third category is vocals. I was going to say this category is so subjective, but they all are. It depends what you like, what your best Mimi moments are. What I like about the Emotions album is that we really get a full range. I mean, we've got Emotions as a pop song with really high Guinness World, record setting high notes. And then we've got Oh my God, we've got like so deep moments. We've got like jazz club kind of vibe moments. There are certain songs where it just goes from like the bottom of her register almost to the top. I mean, she's really flexing. I enjoy how she plays about with her voice more in this album compared to the debut. I think that's what I'm building to. So I'm giving vocals for this album an 8.5. Unity is how well all the songs sit together. Is it a cohesive body of work? If I listen to the album from top to bottom, do I feel like it's got good flow, or does it feel fragmented? I think overall everything fits together pretty well. I do find myself tapping into individual songs. It's not really an album I listen to top to bottom, because there's really pop moments, and then there's really strong ballad, rather soulful moments. And I find it quite jarring to flip between. I know a lot of Mariah's albums do that, but I think a lot of later ones do it better, especially when there's more R&B and a bit more soul involved. I find like if I want to come to this album for the pop songs, I'll go and enjoy those. But really, if I listen to this album, I'm probably going to skip some of the pop moments, the upbeat moments, and I want to hear the ballads and go back to Cyprus on the beach and just relive those memories. So overall, I'm giving Unity a 7. It does work from top to bottom. It's not a complete mess. I don't disagree with the track listing. I don't disagree with the order of the songs or anything like that. Longevity is the final category, and that refers to how well the album has stood the test of time, how long it has stayed with me and impacted me, but also the rest of the world and how relevant it still is and how it's impacted pop culture. There are songs that are still very relevant today. Emotions, I'm like, wow, that's a throwback. But people still talk about emotions. People still enjoy emotions. So I feel like that's really relevant. Make It Happen is a song that a lot of people, or many people know, but it's a real fan favorite, and it's got so much strength within the Lamely and the fandom. So Make It Happen is really important. Can't Let Go. I can't let go of Can't Let Go. It's very precious to me. I've never not had that on like a bedtime playlist or a late evening jam. Longevity, there are songs that were fun for the album and fun for the moment, mostly the more upbeat ones. I'm giving it a 6. This album is not as timeless for me as the debut, but there are some really strong songs. Like, they're really sticky. They're not going anywhere. They're sticking around. So if I have tallied correctly, my total for the album is 35.5. which is a little bit up from the debut. Yeah, maybe I do like this album overall a little bit more than the debut. So 35.5 is my score. Before we wrap up, we have to discuss 2 more things, a repeat and a skip. So if you had to repeat one song from the album, what would it be? I have to go with Can't Let Go, because I can't let go. So that would be my repeat. I absolutely adore it. I mean, just repeating and looping the intro over and over is a moment all by itself. Can't Let Go is definitely the one for me. And then we have to pick a skip. So if you had to skip one song and, you know, not listen to it, what would it be? Which is tough on a Mariah album. But for me, it would probably have to be Around You. It's fun and it's cute, but it's not all that. So those are my thoughts on the Emotions album. Total score of 35.5 out of 50. My repeat would be Can't Let Go, and my skip would be To Be Around You. Let me know in the comments what you came up with. I'd be interested to compare with you. Check out another Mariah video of mine before you rush off. I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe for more content. I will see you again very soon. Cheers, thanks a lot.